Oh, good evening, everybody. I decided to record the second part of the video response to Ryan FP's video, and tonight I guess I'll focus a lot more on the femininity part and a bit on sexuality as well. As you might have noticed, I'm doing this one without my shirt on tonight, and I guess I felt that actually just kind of fits in with the whole response to the video tonight, because sexuality and femininity and that has always been something I guess I've kind of been ashamed of. So I thought by doing the video without my shirt on would be kind of like a small way for me uh, to accept my own sexuality, to not be embarrassed by my body, and just do something that feels a little bit uncomfortable. So yeah, here it goes, I guess. Yeah, femininity. I guess sometimes I don't really consider myself to be the most masculine of men. Where I live, a lot of men all work in the oil patch or in heavy industry or things, and I have an office job. I'm a counselor, and so I guess I don't really see that as being the most masculine job. And like I talked a little bit about in the first video about, wanting to join special forces and all that, and always wanting to kind of be all these things that I really wasn't. And I think, that's been a big part of my discovery of who I am. There's some things I like that are masculine. There's some things I like that are more feminine, I guess. And, either or isn't really right or wrong. It just is. And I think ultimately what's most important is to just be genuine to myself, and who really cares if what I like happens to be more feminine or more masculine, or if I view myself as being more feminine or masculine, and that just be. It's more of those judgments I place on myself that gets me more into trouble than anything else. And like I relate to what Ryan was saying a lot about, like always respecting women and stuff. And I think that's a good thing, but part of me thinks so too. But it's not such a good thing, and I can't really explain why that is sometimes. You think there's nothing wrong with respecting women and everything, but uh, I guess yet in some ways it seems like it really hasn't got to me anywhere. I was out of hospital this weekend and talking to one guy, and he's kind of being a douche or a dickhead, and told his wife to shut up. And I thought, well, like that's something I'd never do. And sometimes I come back thinking that movie, the 40-year-old virgin, where they talk about putting the pussy on the pedestal. And I guess in some ways I can kind of relate to that, and I don't think it's always the best thing. It's never good to put anybody up on the pedestal, because people always fall off, and I don't want to be put up on the pedestal. So I guess why would anyone else? So I'm not saying that I think that I need to go out and be a jerk or a dickhead to women, and that would get me women at all, because I really don't think that's the case either. But I think what's most important is to just be genuine and be myself, and not be afraid to express that. And if a female has my opinion, just give it, even if it's not what I think they want to hear or something. And that's been a big struggle for me all my life, is that needing approval, and that's not just from females as well. But yeah, so it's certainly there. And yeah, and just recently, like, I'm really struggling right now with letting go of a past relationship, And I see that I do have a lot of hatred and everything towards females, and I don't trust right now. And I put up a lot of walls and everything, but I don't think those walls are quite as hard as I make them out to be. And my heart is actually pretty soft, so I think that are softer than I think that. As much as I don't want to try to be vulnerable again, it seems like every time I am vulnerable, I end up getting hurt or taken advantage of. Trying to put myself in a place where I'll never do that again. I don't think that's the answer either. I don't really know what the answers are. And to be quite honest, I've kind of lost hope with the whole thing about finding a relationship and everything. And I don't know, maybe I'm getting off the topic here. Too, like as a child, I don't think, nobody ever asked me if I was gay or anything like that, but that's certainly something that came up much later on in my adulthood. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with being gay or anything, but I guess it's not who I am. And maybe people thought that about me because I didn't have a girlfriend or stuff. Maybe I present myself as being more feminine. I don't know. I don't really think so. I'd say some of my traits are definitely, maybe more on the feminine side. Like I'd say probably more submissive and things. But yeah. Another really important thing about this, with your sexuality and, your femininity or masculinity, it's very important if you talk to people about this stuff that, they be healthy or secure in this themselves, because I shared it with a couple women and they weren't, and I'm not going to get into details, but let's just say I think that's why I have so much trust and, to some extent, some hatred or whatever towards women, and have kind of lost hope that I'll ever find a relationship and everything. So, if you talk about these things or bring them up, make sure it's with somebody healthy. And I've always had a lot of shame and stuff about my sexuality, and that's another thing. Don't be ashamed of it. Like I didn't be ashamed for having sexual thoughts about women, or thinking if they got into my mind they'd think I'm such a pervert and stuff like that. And this just always fed into the shame. And I think in my case, what drove me even more crazy about it was I didn't have what I term like some sort of excuse to have like sexual shame. I wasn't sexually abused growing up or anything, but it was, it was always there. And so, just judging myself and always asking why, I think just got me into more problems with all of that. So yeah, these both seem like such huge topics and things that have really bothered me a lot of my life, that I don't really know what to say about them when it comes down to it right now. I think that's just, I'm kind of struggling with some of my own feelings when it comes to relationships, and I think I just kind of need to forgive myself and just accept myself as I am, and not let my mind tell me that some things are right and some things are wrong, and just be and love myself. I think it's really time for me to just focus on me and healing me and forgiving myself, and the rest of that'll come. So I guess in closing, just be true to yourself and be genuine, and treat people, whether they're male or female, as you'd like to be treated, and be real, and don't do things or say things because you think that'll make you a better person, or because that's a spiritual thing to do, or whatnot. Just be, and know that the answers are within you. And what I'm struggling with right now is just the answers are within me, and just letting them come out. So yeah, sorry guys, I thought there'd be a lot more to this, but I guess there isn't. So thanks. Peace.